Hi kids! Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time you're watching this, I hope that you are having a good day. We are back for another lesson. By the way, this is your Sir Ariel Olivero once again for another learning opportunity in English 6. We are now on the second module of our English 6 for quarter 1, and I hope that you are still interested to listen. Please focus your attention on screen so that you can be able to answer our activity later on. Let's start! Quarter 1 Module 2 is all about visual literacy through images. And our first lesson for Module 2 is all about describing forms and conventions of films. Let me ask you, what is your favorite film? Are you fond of watching movies? And what motion picture do you usually enjoy watching? I myself is a film enthusiast. I really love to watch different movies, especially about science, history, and comedy. How about you? What film keeps you interested to watch? A film is also called a movie or a motion picture. Consists of moving pictures that have been recorded so that they can be shown at the cinema or our television. There are also a lot of films or movies online. A film tells a story or shows a real situation. In short, a film is a reflection of the country's tradition, culture, and customs. And the process of filmmaking is both an art and an industry. There are different kinds of films such as action, adventure, comedy, crime and gangster, drama, epics or historical, horror, musical or dance, science fiction, war, and fantasy. Now, with regards to the question that I asked you a while ago, where does your favorite film belong in these forms of films? Is your favorite film under comedy? Is your favorite film a drama? Or is your favorite film an action? I am pretty sure that you are all familiar with Ang Provinciano. This is actually the best example for action film or moving picture. This is not a movie, but it is shown on television. And these moving pictures right here depict the life of Filipinos in general. Action films for me are the most exciting type of film because the energy is super fun and you will really get excited on what will happen next to the characters, right? On the other hand, this popular film, The Maze Runner, is an example of an adventure film. Have you seen this before?
We're coming up behind!
Great! And the kind of film that we all enjoy watching, the one that makes us laugh, is called the comedy film, such as the movies of Vice Ganda. It has a comedic themes and situations, and it is intended to bring lesson but at the same time to appear funny. That keeps us entertained while watching. On the other hand, this film about the martial law is an example of crime. And this can also be historical because this exactly happened in the past during the time of President Ferdinand Marcos, where a lot of crimes and a lot of human rights violations had happened. Usually, this kind of film makes us breathless and displays a lot of violence. And when it comes to drama, I think we can all agree that ABS-CBN Star Cinema produces a lot of amazing dramas for teleseries. And dramas also depict the family life of Filipinos and real life situations that actually exist that many Filipinos can relate to. Epics and historical films are actually real life depiction of the histories that had happened in the past, such as the stories in the Bible that have become movies. And the most breathtaking form of film is, of course, horror. This makes us scared, shout for its intense scenes. And really, Filipinos love to watch horror films. Do you love to watch horror films? I myself is sometimes hesitant to watch such because it just brings me nightmares. But there are really a lot of us who enjoy watching horror films. And one of my favorite forms of film is all about music and dance. I really love the film The Greatest Showman, Coco, and La La Land because the music and dances are incorporated on the plot and on the scenes of the film because I really love music. And the science fiction, such as films about plants, animals, planets, robots, and all about science and technology. These are sci-fi films. And I think the most boring form of film is about war. I have no patience watching war films, but this also has historical significance and this is already part of our civilization as people. This has a great impact that varies from country to country. And the last form of film that is actually the brightest film for me is fantasy, such as the story about Pinocchio and other Disney princesses. Those are all fantasies. You know what, kids? What is common among these forms of films is that all of them give us a moral lesson at the end. So, what is your favorite form of film? Is it action, adventure, comedy, crime and gangster, drama, epics or historical, horror, musical or dance, science fiction, war, or fantasy? You decide. And in order to communicate key messages to an audience, producers of films use certain conventions and devices such as lights, blocking, direction, characterization, acting, dialogue, setting, and setup in order to make the film interesting, creative, and significant. Light is a convention of films used to create specific atmosphere. It is very important aspect for shaping meaning in films. It can manipulate a viewer's attitude towards a setting or a character. Number 2, blocking is simply the relationship of the camera to the actors. Essentially, it is the physical movement of the actors relative to the position of the camera. Number 3, direction. It is the process of making sure that every component of a movie runs smoothly. And this is because of the director. Number 4, characterization. It is the process by which the writer reveals the personality of the character. Characterization is revealed through direct characterization or indirect characterization. Number 5, acting. This affects the way an audience responds. This includes facial expressions, body language, and delivery of lines. If the acting is good, then we keep on watching the film. Number 6, dialogue. Dialogue is the exchange of spoken words between two or more characters in the film or moving pictures. Dialogues are very essential in making films because lines in the movie are really remembered by the viewers. 7. Setting. Setting is both the time and the place or the geographic location within a film or within a work of film. The setting helps initiate the main backdrop and mood for a story. It can be a forest, a house, in the mountain, in the beach, anywhere. That's setting. While number 8, setup, is also called set design. It refers to the creation of a scenery that depicts the look or physical appearance of the set for a film, and most of the time, setups are artificial places or location. It is often structured or built in studios, and it can also be outside locations. Did you understand now the forms and conventions of films? Remember that there are 11 forms of films, while there are 8 conventions of films. Forms are different from conventions. Take note of that. Our forms are the types of films, while the conventions are the elements that make our films beautiful. I hope that you have listened carefully. Now, it's time for you to answer our activity. I will give you 2 minutes to do this. Good luck! That's it for today. I hope that you have learned something. See you again next time for another lesson in English 6. Bye-bye. Stay healthy and safe.